All right, now it's the Big Pod Swain Session podcast, and we back with another one, yo. Episode 5 underway. We got a lot to cover, but before we get into this episode, I need y'all to like, subscribe, and comment. But fuck all that small talk, let's get right into it. All right, y'all, let's talk facts. Let's talk power. Let's talk Shannon Sharpe. The Hall of Famer, icon, the man who brought Hennessy and cigars to sports talk, got his ass fired from ESPN. And it happened less than 2 weeks after he settled a $50 million lawsuit. Yup, 50 motherfucking M's, man. Now here go the real story. His ex accused him of 8 and sexual assault. I ain't gonna lie, them serious ass allegations, it ain't no sugarcoating that. But legally, the case was dismissed with prejudice, yo. Which means it's closed, it's dead, it's done. It can't come back. No refile, no retrial. Shannon denied everything, called it a manipulation attempt, and there were no criminal charges filed. But still, the heat was there, the damage was done. Now, if you remember, he stepped away from ESPN quietly back in April 2025. He took a little break. ESPN supported it at first, but once that settlement hit headlines in July, his ass was out the door, first thing smoking. ESPN ain't want nothing to do with that. And here's the cold part. That firing happened right before his brother, Shannon Sharpe, got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Shannon Sharpe literally asked ESPN to wait until after the ceremony. They flat out said, no, fuck you. All that time he put into that company, they could have gave him that much. Now imagine celebrating your brother's legacy while dealing with corporate politics, media headlines, and a $50 million lawsuit. Talk about a hell. Shannon Sharpe apologized to his brother on his podcast, said he felt like he ruined the moment for him. But Sharpe, he a real one. He ain't really need the apology. He understood, and they just ready to move on, yo. That's good family right there. Now look, as I said this earlier in the week, Shannon Sharpe is not done. Far from it. He still got Club Shay Shay. He still got Nightcap with Chad. He still got millions of people listening to him every week. His brand is strong, bro. And word is Chad Ochocinco might be taking his seat on First Take. Chad got a lot of charisma. That wouldn't be a bad move, yo. Now here go the bottom line. Even when you on top, even when your name rings out in every room, you are one accusation away from having to restart the whole damn board. Protect your brand, protect your peace, and above all, your moment. All right, what we got next, yo? Puff, at it again. Let's see what he on. All right, now, after reading this, look, Puff just trying to stay poised in the public right now. Behind the scenes, Puff is fighting for more than just his freedom. He fighting for his legacy, yo. Now, Pete, TMZ just dropped the story. Diddy is asking the court to overturn his conviction on 2 counts of the Mann Act. And if they don't, he ready to demand a whole new trial. That ain't just legal strategy. Puff ready to go to war about his name. The Mann Act is serious, yo. It's federal, it's heavy, and it's tied to transporting individuals across state lines for sexual conduct. Now look, Diddy team to say the conviction shouldn't stand and they want it reversed, thrown out, giving him a clean slate. But look, check it out. Whether the motion is granted or not, whether he gets a retrial or not, this right here tells you everything you need to know. Puff ain't going out quiet. Not in his lifetime. Not while these cameras flashing. Not with history watching. I'ma say this to close it out. We don't know how this gonna end, but we know what this moment means. It's not just courtrooms and lawyers. It's about reputation. It's about decades of hard work. It's about one man refusing to fold under pressure, especially to a collapsing narrative. Diddy right now is going against his downfall. All right, yo, what we got next, man? Look, my boy No Chill Gil at it again. Gilbert Arenas was arrested, yo. Now look, Gil always been a wild card. We talking guns in the locker room, wild takes on his podcast. I ain't gonna lie, bro, be writing his own script, man. But this shit right here, this ain't content. This feel like an HBO Max crime drama. Now let's break it down. You got Gilbert Arenas, you got 5 co-defendants, and one of them is a suspected Israeli crime figure. The feds saying they run an illegal high-stakes poker operation out of one of Gilbert's mansion. And when the feds see everything, they notice this just ain't a friendly game of poker. These niggas got a full staff, they got security, they got hosts, they taking cuts, and when you start taking money, that's when poker becomes a felony. Now, these the charges they done put on Gil, yo, and they came heavy. You got conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business. And then you got actually operating it. And now you got the biggest one, lying to a federal agent. Now, of course, Gilbert pleaded not guilty, posted a $50,000 bond, and his trial is set for September 23rd. Gilbert came down those stairs dancing, saying, "I am innocent with nothing to do with it." Now, running poker games ain't illegal, but when you start taking cuts from the pot, and then you adding international crime figures, then you lie to the feds, shit, you open yourself to money laundering, illegal profits, and a full-blown RICO. Now look, here's the thing. Gil ain't new to controversy. You gotta ask yourself, was this a dumbass decision, or is Gil the fall guy in a much bigger play? Look, the feds ain't come to play Monopoly, yo, but this could land him in cell block 1. This is the most misunderstood poker night in history, or he about to be a star in a Netflix doc? All right, yo, what we got next? Oh yeah, this Queso murder trial. It ain't just about Queso right now. Here we are talking again about legacy. It's about love being twisted. It's about what happens when your father isn't present in your life. Now you got Queso facing serious ass murder charges, but somehow that's not the major headline. In a rare event, his father, Abdul Robinson, is cooperating with the state, testifying against his own son. Now let's keep it a buck. If your son out here wrecking lives, fucking up the community, and you turn your back like it ain't happening, that shit ain't love, man. That is self-destruction on credit. You gonna pay for it later with interest, as we can see right now. But I get it. The system stacked. It ain't built for us. And sometimes this snitching shit don't feel like justice. It feel like you feeding your child to the wolves. So now the question become, do you ride till the wheels fall off? Or at some point, do you break the cycle? This ain't a courtroom issue. When a father is not present, these sons end up buried in caskets or in cases. The hardest thing any man can do is pull your child out of fire, even if it means facing flames of your own. Hey, what we got next? Brooke Hogan is standing on business right now. So look, I got a real question surrounding her and her family at this point. How toxic does a parent gotta be for you to say, "No, I'm cool, keep your millions"? Brooke Hogan, daughter of wrestling legend Hulk Hogan, asked to be removed from his will. She ain't get cut off. She just asked to be taken out. That ain't just walking away from money. Shit, she walking away from her legacy. Now let's unpack this, bro. This ain't about some Hollywood beef. This ain't no petty ass drama. If you been paying attention, Brooke done had a long, messy ass history with her father. From the reality show to the divorce between her parents. You got Hulk Hogan and his bullshit, racial slurs, lawsuits, his image crashing. All this been public and I'm pretty sure painful. So when a daughter says, "I don't want your money," what she really saying is, "I don't want the bullshit that's associated in this. I don't want to be bought." So let me bring this to you. Would you turn down generational wealth if it came from somebody who disrespected you? Would you still cash that check? Look, Brooke chose peace over paper. And honestly, sometimes that's the real generational wealth, man. And sometimes breaking the cycle means breaking the wheel. All right, now, we gonna close this out with this today. Throughout my studies in the Bible, I look at Moses and the story of the Promised Land and compare that to so much into life right now. When I see that story, I see success, I see purpose, I see vision, I see commitment, I see leadership. The Promised Land aspect of it lets me know we all got our own version of that. God could have took them directly to the Promised Land, but who would they be if they went that way? It made more sense to send you on a route that's challenging so you can build character and prepare for what's to come. Just imagine if they went their way, where would we be? Where would you be? Where would I be? I'm just saying, who would you be if God ain't take you through shit? Where would your character stand at? So it lets me know the promised land, it comes with trial and error. It comes with ups and downs. It comes with a pain. It comes with love. It comes with success. It comes with hurt. Sometimes it comes with you might not ever get there. You might be taking this vision and leading somebody else into theirs. Have a vision of what your promised land look like and start taking your path towards it. And on that note, it's the Big Pod Swain Session podcast, and we out, y'all.